everybody, and welcome to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! You are not advertiser friendly! Yes! And we continue the unfriendliness towards the advertisers with yet another wonderful gem of a sick and disgusting and depraved type. Yes, so episode number 16, we start the second half of this wonderful roller coaster with another request. Yes, another request. Keep those requests coming in because it definitely makes my job easier because I don't have to spend as much time thinking about what the hell I'm going to be watching for the next episode. So anyways, this movie was requested and I obliged. The movie is called Blood-Sucking Freaks. So what is this movie about? Well, it's about Sardou's Theater of the Macabre. Yes, it's a theater in Soho where nude girls are tortured and dismembered and killed for the thrills of the audience. But the audience thinks that, oh, this is all just a charade, it's just a magic show, it's all trickery, it's not real, but unfortunately for the victims, it is real. For you see, Sardou uses harsh discipline to break these women so that he can sell them into bondage. Yes, he sells these women abroad to other countries to be used probably as torture and sex slaves. I mean, yeah, that's most likely what's going on. Anyways, he has a cadre of naked, frothing, wild women that he feeds human flesh to. Yes, they are bloodthirsty. Those are the bloodthirsty freaks in the title, man. Anyways, so one night a prominent critic of the theater went to one of his shows and, well, disrespected Mr. Sardou, and you don't disrespect Mr. Sardou, so he has been kidnapped by Mr. Sardou and is being, well, I guess, somewhat tortured. But the goal is to show him, this critic, what true art and theater is. And to do so, he needs a starlet for his new show, his grand scheme. So he kidnaps a famous ballerina from the New York Ballet and tortures her psychologically into submitting to his will so that she may dance in his piece de resistance of a show. And of course, her boyfriend is worried about her disappearance and gets hooked up with this crooked cop, and they go and find out that she's at this wonderful theater, and well, things are afoot, of course. And what's going to happen? Will the show go on? Will the critic finally pay homage, pay his respects to the Theater Macabre? Will the boyfriend get his girl back? And will the scummy police officer, who is super corrupt and looking for a payday, betray everyone just for some money? Well, that you'll have to watch the show. So let's get into those scores, shall we? Violence and gore. It is a 5 out of 5. Look, there is a lot of physical and sexual violence going on here. Yes, the gore is cheaply done. This is a low-budget affair. The effects are really, really bad. However, just the sheer amount of torture that is in this movie. I mean, look at... I like how critics throw around the phrase torture porn when they're talking about movies like Saw and Hostel. But no, this is the real torture porn because it's torture and it's naked women. So it's kind of like torture and your porn mixed together. It's the rhesus of torture porn, actually. I guess it's the rhesus of depravity movies. You've got your violence and depravity with your nudity and your sexual stuff. So yeah, anyways, 5 out of 5. Shock value, also a 5 out of 5. Look, there are scenes in here which are just like, you know, I mean, you've got cannibalism. Once again, I've got another movie where someone eats an eyeball. And you've got decapitation and people getting head from a head and all kinds of other stuff. So yeah, 5 out of 5. Just wow. And of course, the fact that, you know, all that sexual violence is just craziness. So plot, there's actually a plot, yes. However, it is really thin. It's so thin though. I mean, so I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. I mean, I get that there's a story. However, it has little or no depth and is just an excuse for violence and brutality and naked women. So I mean, you know, it's art and yet it's art. So 2 out of 5. Acting, the acting is atrocious. The saving grace, however, is the man who plays Sardu. His performance was wonderful. Everyone else was rather horrid and stiff. And I mean, there's like this scene where this guy has to run and he just kind of, you know, I mean, like, it's not running. That's, and the girls, oh my God, the girls like, we have this going on. I mean, seriously, and I know that's probably the fault of the director too, but I'm just, it's ridiculous and it's horrid and it's not good, but still entertaining. Anyways, 2 out of 5. Nudity, 5 out of 5. I mean, like, there's just naked women just all over the place in this movie. I mean, I was surprised toward the end that there was actually like a 10-minute, 15-minute block where there wasn't actually any naked people. And I was like going, oh my goodness, is this movie finally cleaned up its act? Oh wait, no, there's some tits. Never mind. False alarm. No, so yeah, I mean, it is ultra nudity. 5 out of 5. Yeah, just a lot of it. The most of any movie I've reviewed so far in this 31 Nights of Hollywood Halloween horror by far. Anyways, so enjoyment factor, 3.5 out of 5. Now, usually something like this might get the 4, maybe even get the 5, but it's just so poorly acted, and the gore effects are just so cheesy and lame, and it distracted, honestly. And I do love cheese, and I do love some crappy acting, but it just didn't, like, I mean, it was okay. Like, honestly, the only reason I continued watching was because of the nudity and maybe to see, like, what other depraved act they may try to simulate on the screen. But, I mean, I didn't really give a shit about any of the characters, except maybe Sardu. I kinda liked him and his performance. But, it's just too much problems with it for me to have really enjoyed it. I mean, I found myself just going, oh man, really, you know. So, but I mean, still 3.5 out of 5 is still pretty ridiculous. But yeah, I definitely can't get into the 5 out of 5 range. I'm sorry, but my overall impression is 2.5 out of 5. This is pure exploitation. It is there to do one job, to titillate your senses, whether that senses for murder and mayhem or nudity and sexual depravity. That's all that exists. Everything else is super thin on this movie. And I mean, like, my critical eye just goes, oh, you are so low budget and haphazard. And I mean, like, they have this locking door in this cage to keep the rabid, blood-sucking freak naked women from, you know, escaping, and it's just swinging in the scene, swinging open and close. It's just, like, have a little bit of care, have just a little bit of care, right? At least say, you know, stop, get some tape or something, keep it from flopping. But this is just an example of things that I unfortunately can't let slide. So 2.5 out of 5. I'm sorry. But that still has a pretty dang strong average of 3.5 out of 5. And a quick little piece of trivia I got from IMDb about this movie. Apparently, this movie had to have some cuts made to get it an R rating with the MPAA. But when they sent the movie out to theaters, they sent the uncut version claiming it was the R-rated version, and the MPAA found out and sued them. But man, good try. I respect you for doing such a nice bait and switch right there. Unfortunately, according to what I read, it was because some mother's kid was disturbed by what was being seen. And I'm like, well, fuck, it's R-rated to begin with. And it's called Blood-Sucking Freaks, and all you have to do is read a stupid review, and you would know that your kid should have nowhere near this shit. Absolutely nowhere near this shit. But anyways, I found that to be pretty amusing. So anyways, Blood-Sucking Freaks, what did you think? Did you see this movie? Do you want to see this movie now? I mean, it's bad, but it's definitely titillating, yeah. And got some great fucked upness, but leave a comment in the comment section. Tell me, like, oh yes, I agree, it is awesome and horrible at the same time, or it's like, you are wrong, this is a masterpiece of cinema and should be up there with Citizen Kane and the like, and then I will totally not consider you to be serious, because, yeah, anyways, but no, still, decent. I mean, I can't really use the word decent, but a fun movie, definitely fun movie. Not scary, though. I mean, well, you know. Anyway, so there you go. Leave a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe, all kinds of fun stuff. Anyways, and until next time, Internet, you guys stay sexy, you guys stay scary, and you go watch out for the afroed little people. Man, they will kidnap you, they will shoot the poison dart in your throat, and you will be out. And also, yeah, if there's like a girl wearing a trench coat at an art exhibition, she's gonna show you something. She is. And then you're out. So anyways, stay safe. Yeah.